So with East vs West 7 just around the corner, I thought it'd be fun to talk about the 5 athletes who have the most to gain from a win in Istanbul, Turkey. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to Arm Wrestling Insider, where we talk about arm wrestling topics and all things arm wrestling. If you like that type of thing, please consider joining the channel. Thank you very much. So as everyone's well aware, on May 6th in Istanbul, Turkey, East vs West 7 is set to take place. Now this is going to be not only one of the best events of the year, it's going to be one of the best arm wrestling events of all time. And that's not hyperbole. 22 of the world's greatest athletes are set to meet together under one roof and bring us one of the greatest collections of talent we've ever seen. So out of all the athletes who will be in attendance, today we will look at the 5 who have the most to gain from a win. Now I know I'm going to sound like a broken record when I say Engin Terzi has done it again. This man does not put on small events, and he certainly does not disappoint us. But just like as in all sporting events, there's always the favorite and there's always the underdog. There's always the athlete who has the deck stacked in their favor, as well as the athlete who has the short end of the stick. So far, Engin has done an amazing job with all these names and yet still managed to put on close matches. But unfortunately, not all matches are always created equal. And so today I've factored in many things, and we'll be looking at, with a win, which athletes have the most to gain in Istanbul, Turkey. Let's get into it. Starting our list at number 5, we have none other than the comeback king from the United States of America, Doug Ehrlich, or as some of you may remember him from his WAL days, Doug the Animal Ehrlich. Now Doug has been around for a long time, but unfortunately many of the newer fans did not know who he was until he defeated Coach Ray at East vs West 6. Now Doug has been pulling for many years, including the WAL back in America, but globally, East vs West was really this match that re-established his place back with the top pullers in his weight category. That being said, Doug has an absolute killer that he'll be facing in May. The mighty man from Moldova, Daniel Prokochuk. At the height of 5'7" and around the 170-ish pound range, Daniel is widely considered one of the top pound-for-pound arm wrestlers in the world. He is known for beating men far greater in size, with having speed, endurance, and an arm that is extremely hard to pin when he gets into his sweet spot. He can pull from almost all angles and in extremely ugly positions. Doug is definitely the larger man out of these two, and to the untrained eye, a side-by-side comparison would probably have most people picking Doug, but without a doubt, let's not be mistaken, Doug is by far the underdog in this match. We gotta remember, it was only months ago where Daniel defeated Corey Miller with rather ease. I'm telling you, Doug absolutely is going to have his hands full, and he knows it. Doug, out of everyone, is probably the biggest underdog on the whole entire card. A win against Daniel would certainly boost this guy's stock and make him a global name and a force to be reckoned with. Because of how much Doug goes into the underdog with this match, because of how good Daniel is, all those things combined makes Daniel number 5 on our list for the most to gain. Number 4, Ravaz Lutidze. Now I honestly felt that I had to put Ravaz on this list, and honestly I thought it was a no-brainer, but mainly because of the guy that Ravaz is facing. Easy money, Dave Chafee. Now personally, I am extremely excited for this match. I know it will be an absolute war, and it's going to be one heck of a lot of strength at the table. It's been said about many people over the years as to who is the true gatekeeper of the super elite division. Although Dave is higher than any gatekeeper could be, it takes a special person to be able to defeat Dave Chafee. If you beat Dave in a super match, ladies and gentlemen, you have arrived in some rare territory. Both men are coming off losses, Dave to Hermes and Ravaz to Morzov, and both will be looking to get their name back in the win column. But let's not get it twisted. Dave was still beat up from Vitality back when he fought Hermes. I have a feeling he's going to be back stronger, more well rested, and back with a vengeance. Now Ravaz is incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and also well rounded and a good puller, and I just have a feeling if Ravaz is able to beat Dave, a lot of people are going to say he's in the top 5 in the world. And for that reason, Ravaz is number 4 on our list. Number 3, the White Orc from the United States of America, Paul Linn. Now the rate at which Paul's reputation and notoriety has been growing around the world is second to none. It seems like every match this guy goes into, he enters as the underdog, and yet he wins almost every single one. And make no mistake, Paul is facing world elite talent. Now I've heard a lot of people making the argument that maybe Paul would have lost to Rustam if Rustam hadn't got injured. However, the past is the past, and we'll never know the hypotheticals. But all we know is Paul is coming to face another killer and prove himself once again. With all that being said, Paul is once again going up against an absolute unstoppable force. The man from Bulgaria himself, Sasho Andreev. A 10-time world champion, a 10-time European champion, and a 10-time national champion. Sasho is an absolute nightmare opponent for anyone. He has incredible quickness to set his hook and drag opponents to the pin pad at lightning speed and with incredible force. Although he's been away from the super match scene for some time, Sasho was indeed the favorite for this match. As we saw with Jerry, taking some time away from competing does not necessarily mean anything when it comes to your performance. I expect Sasho to be rested, hungry, and eager to get back into the win column and put his name back where it belongs at the top of his weight category. Now, Paul has been on an impressive win streak, but many people think Sasho is going to be his greatest test to date. If Paul is able to get this victory, many people will consider him the most dangerous middleweight on the entire planet. And for that reason, Paul Linn is number 3. Number 2, Ehrlich Zrakashvili. Now at number 2, I felt like I had to put Ehrlich. Now this man has absolutely been killing it at all his most recent super matches. He has some of the strongest biceps in the world and is pound for pound one of the greatest arm wrestlers. And the crazy thing about this guy is he's only 25 and is nowhere near reaching his full potential. On May 6th, he will be competing for the 105 kilogram world title on the right arm. If Ehrlich is able to win this match, he will be largely considered the best in the world in his weight category. However, to get this victory is a man in his way who might have other plans. The match is set against the absolute killer from Kazakhstan, Gennady Armwrestling, one of the greatest, most technical elite pullers walking on earth. Many have proclaimed Armwrestling as the best pound for pound puller on the planet, and for good reason. His top roll is extremely well refined. He has an amazing hand, 10 out of 10 table IQ, and fantastic stamina. Gennady is recently coming off wins against Michael Todd, where he not only beat him, he proved to have better endurance than Michael Todd. And anyone who knows anything about arm wrestling and watched this match know that that was nothing short of amazing. He was able to pull for a long time and in super awkward angles. Now the polls seem to have Armwrestling as the approximate 70 to 80% favorite to win this match. And although polls have been wrong before, many people think Ehrlich will have to put on the best performance of his life if he wants to beat this guy. A win for Ehrlich over Armwrestling would almost universally put Ehrlich as the pound for pound best arm wrestler in the world, and certainly the best light heavyweight in the world. And for that reason, against that opponent is why Ehrlich Zrakashvili is number 2. And now, without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 on the list of who has the most to gain with a win at East vs West 7 is the Georgian general himself, Gennady Golovkin. Now there are many reasons why I could have put Gennady at number 1, but for this video, I'm going to keep it simple. Gennady is pulling the most popular and most famous arm wrestler on the planet, Devon Larratt. Anytime Devon is involved in any capacity, we know the match is going to be big, it's going to be loud, it's going to have eyeballs. Lots and lots of eyeballs on it. And for that reason, this is one of the most important matches of Gennady's life. Not only to help him grow in popularity and recognition, but also it will put him on a very, very short list, if he wins, of people who have beat Devon in a super match. Now in the off chance you randomly clicked on this video and you know nothing about arm wrestling and you're still watching, I'm not going to explain who Devon is. If you don't know, you came to the wrong channel. Devon's resume is way too long to get into right now. Many people currently have Devon in their top 5 on the planet right now, and honestly, he probably deserves to be there. So a win for Gennady will certainly bring him into the top 5 in the world in the majority of people's eyes, but it will also bring a huge number of new fans and fame that will not be possible if Gennady was to beat any other puller. This is the biggest match of his life, and the stakes have never been higher. The emotions and the hype and the build-up for these guys are very real and very raw. Trust me when I say both men really want a victory here. The fame and the glory that will come with the win, and the potential fans that he will gain, and the victory on the biggest stage against the biggest star in the game will slingshot Gennady's career and will certainly put him near the top spot in the entire world. And for all those reasons, Gennady is number 1 on the list of who has the most to gain at East vs West 7. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you would, please leave a comment. Do you agree with my list of the top 5 who have the most to gain, or was I totally wrong? Who did I miss? Who did I put on that shouldn't be on there? Let me know. I'd love to know, and I'd love to debate in the comments. You guys know I respond to every single comment, so come on, just fight with me in the comments. It's all good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Tune in next week, and maybe we'll have the top 5 with the most to lose. Anyway, have a great day.